Is good, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. If you are new, be sure to subscribe. And while you're down there, bully that like button and comment what video you do want to see next. In today's video, I'll be showing you guys the best build in NBA 2K21 Next Gen and a little bit of a variation of it, which you'll see later in the video. Okay, so this is going to be build number 1. So starting off with the position, you're going to want to go power forward. Now, I think power forward is the best position for pretty much any build because power forwards get the most badges by far, just making it the best position for literally any build. For the height, I'm going to go 6'7", since I want this to kind of be a point forward type of a build, and I'm also going to go minimum weight so I can max out my speed and acceleration. And if you're wondering, yes, this build can run point guard. You can basically run any position. For the wingspan, I'm gonna go 7'4". Now you're gonna notice that the 3-point rating is the main thing that drops to an 84 3-point rating, which honestly isn't great. And if you do move it to 6'11", you get a 93-point rating, which is honestly amazing. And having a 93-point rating also means that when you do end up getting to 99, you get a +4 attribute point boost, which will allow you to get Hall of Fame deep threes. I do think that's extremely important, which is why later in the video I will be showing you guys the best build with a 6'11" wingspan. But just for now, I'm going to show you guys the 7'4" wingspan, since you do get more badges. At the very beginning, let's just get the obvious things out of the way. Driving dunk, driving layup, 3-pointer, mid-range, speed with ball, ball handling, perimeter defense, block, defensive rebound, and we'll just leave offensive rebound at 70 for now. And let's go ahead and max out the important physicals. So what I'm going to do is start off with the defensive category, and I'm going to max out offensive rebound so I can get 24 defensive badges, but I can drop it down to an 86 and still get 24 defensive badges. Next, let's move on to shooting. Let's bump up free throws, so to a place like 19 shooting badges, for example, and let's bump it up 3 attribute ratings, and you see we'll get 20. Add another 3 and we'll get 21. Add another 3 and we'll get 22 shooting badges, but if I add another 3, I won't get my 23rd shooting badge, and it'll take 4 attribute points instead of 3 to get an extra shooting badge, which is why you're gonna want to go with exactly 22 shooting badges and a 78 3-point rating. We can also go ahead and do the exact same thing for playmaking. We can start with 16 playmaking badges, bump my pass accuracy up 3 and get 17 playmaking badges. Do the exact same thing again, bump it up 3 and I'll get 18 playmaking badges. However, if I bump it up 3 again, I won't get 19 playmaking badges, which is why you're going to stay at 65 pass accuracy. Next, we're going to move on to the final category, being finishing, which pretty much going to want to do is max out standing dunk and max out post control. Actually, we can drop this to a 68 while maintaining our 18 finishing badges. With these last few attribute points, which is actually quite a few, I'm going to go ahead and max out offensive rebound and bump up my steal rating a little bit so I can get 25 defensive and rebounding badges. I can also bump up pass accuracy a little bit and unlock gold dimer, or I can take down my steal and take down my offensive rebound and bump up playmaking as well to get 19 playmaking badges. Now it's up to you what you actually want to go here. For me, I don't think Dimer is really worth it in this year's 2K with the pure green window coming back. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is throw it all on steal. And what I can actually do is drop down my offensive rebound to an 87 and bump up my steal rating to a 44 and still maintain the 25 defensive rebounding badges. And since steal is more important than offensive rebound, that's what I'm going to go ahead and do. Moving on to the takeovers, what I'm going to go ahead and do here is obviously equip limitless range takeover. And for the secondary takeover, you could go finishing moves, but for me, I'm going to go extreme clamps because I think it's a really underrated takeover. As you can see, I have built a scoring machine. I don't know why they called that, considering the fact that I have 25 defensive badges. So at least it should be called a two-way scoring machine. That's pretty much it for build number 1, and now we're hopping into build number 2 with Hall of Fame deep threes. So this is going to be build number 2, and this build is going to be different in that we are going to have Hall of Fame deep threes when we hit 99 overall, This build is going to look kind of similar. We're still going to be a power forward. However, the only thing that is going to change is that instead of having a 7'4" wingspan, we are going to have a 6'11" wingspan, which, as you can see, will give us a 93-point rating, which is honestly so huge considering the fact that that also gives us Hall of Fame deep threes. We're going to start the same way, just maxing out the obvious things like driving dunk, driving layup, 3-point rating, mid-range, and we're also going to max out ball handling, speed with ball, perimeter defense, defensive rebound, and block. And let's also max out offensive rebound. As you can see, we only get 17 defensive and rebounding badges, which is not nearly as good as the 7'4" wingspan build. Okay, well, let's move on to our shooting badges, and let's bump up our free throws so that we can get 21 shooting badges and basically use the same exact strategy. Bump it up 3 and we'll get 22 shooting badges. Bump it up 3 again and we'll get 23 shooting badges. Bump it up 3 again, we'll get 24 shooting badges, but bump it up 3 again, we cannot get 25. So 24 is going to be the sweet spot for this build. Moving on to playmaking, let's basically do the exact same thing. Let's start at 16 playmaking badges, bump it up 3 to get 17 playmaking badges, bump it up 3 again to get 18 playmaking badges, and after that, that's kind of the sweet spot. If we bump it up 4, we can get 19, but that's not really worth the jump. Now moving on to finishing, let's go ahead and max out standing dunk, max out post control, and we can actually also drop down standing dunk a little bit to a 68 and still maintain our 18 finishing badges. Now with the leftover attribute points, we could try to throw it on playmaking or shooting to get an extra badge, but it doesn't end up working out. But we can throw it on defensive and rebounding, and if we do drop our stamina down a little bit, we can get 19 defensive and rebounding badges while still maintaining a 92 stamina. Moving on to the takeovers. Now we can get ankle breaking shots. I'm gonna go ahead and put that on, and go ahead and put on limitless range as well. May as well. I think those are a pretty good combination. And we get scoring machine again. I don't really know what's wrong with 2K and scoring machines, but that is the build that we ended up getting. And yeah, that's pretty much it for the video, you guys. If you did enjoy it, be sure to subscribe. If you have any questions, leave them in the comment section. Like the video if it was helpful. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.